Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to ATR's War, Bedlam Media's premier wrestling podcast covering AEW to WWE. I am Sam Nisselby, fearless leader of Bedlam Media and co-host of ATR's War, ATR Rising Sun. And alongside me today is the third man, the man in black, my co-host from ATR Rising Sun, and the beneficiary and main recipient of the Clone Ethan 2026 campaign, Ethan.
Yes, it's me, your Bedlam heavyweight champion on the Pick'em Show. Yes, and you can co-host of ATR, 1/3 of the ATR's War, 1/2 of the Rising Sun. Yeah,
guys, before we begin, do not forget to follow us, like, subscribe, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok.
and Discord.
We have a Discord as well. We've been doing shorts on everything, so if you catch them, let us know what you think. Please share them. I think, hope I'm doing a good job. Kind of curious to see what everyone else thinks. Scott is on assignment today. He will not be joining us in this episode, which is a little upsetting because it is, I'm calling this New Beginning. It's our first show back post-Mania. Kind of slow. We were just talking about this. Kind of slow. A couple of things we want to talk about. We're going to go through Rebellion. We want to talk about The Rock. And we're going to talk about a couple of returns. So let's start with the Leon Slater thing, since that seems to be almost the oldest at this point.
Yep, and actually also Sam, I forgot to mention some Stardom contracts, which we'll get to.
I was actually thinking about that, and I have a short that'll have been posted by the time this drops, so we will... Let's get right into the Leon Slater thing. So at Rebellion was a pretty cool show. If you guys haven't watched it, it's the TNA show. Also our kickoff for the Bedlam Media Championship Year 6.
Which is crazy. By the way, I did win that. That was a pick show because we were starting to do TNA only for pay-per-view, not the monthly specials. But I did win that one, so I take the lead on that one.
It's 1-0-0. I'm gonna bring that up for everybody.
We do the results first and then tell what the Leon Slayer spot. Or
just quickly go through them.
Okay, so the pre-show matches was Phil Influence defeating Lee from WWE, Sai Brooke Sai, and Rosemary, and Elijah defeat Shane Hayes. Yes, Sam, by the way, your mystery person was Shane Hayes. Because on our pick show, Sam had a mystery person for that one, and then the Ultimate X I'll get to in a second. But pre-show is honestly skippable, honestly. Both of those are 6 out of 10. Main show kicks off with the X-Division title line, Ultimate X. Moose defeat El Hijo Vikingo, Casey Navarro, Leon Slayer, Mecco, and Sam, your mystery person was Cindy Akeem, scripts in WWE, at 15 minutes and 23 seconds. So it's weird to say, so you've seen Ultimate X message before, right?
Yes.
Okay, so you know how when you just grab the title, like that's like the match is over?
Yeah.
The last couple of years, they keep changing the rule. Like this one here, we'll get to the Leon Slayer spot because that went viral. We'll get to that after I read the results. But so he grabbed the title, and people are like, "Oh, he won!" But they're like, "No, you gotta like hit the ring, like basically touch the ground to win the title."
Mm-hmm.
So the spot was, and they did mess the ending up. It looked like I think Moose was supposed to spear him like in midair, and then Hulk grabbed the title, but Slayer hit the ground first, hit the ring, and then Moose speared him. So it looks like Slayer won. But other than that, I really enjoyed this match. Ethan picked 8 out of 10. Knockouts tag title fail 4 match. Ash by Elegance and Heather by Elegance defeat Metaphor, Jack Giant Flash Legend. They're not a team anymore, by the way, Sam. They broke up on NXT. Spoiler.
All right.
Spitfire and Gigi Dolan and Tam Paxley, 9 minutes 22 seconds. 5 out of 10. Wasn't bad, but yeah. 6-minute time. Our only do not count match. Yes, anybody who forgot any matches after recording, if it's a pick show, we don't count them. Unless someone got injured, but whatever.
Yeah.
The Rascals, Trey McGowan, Zachary Wentz, takes away Ace Austin, who had X-Pac, Sean Waltman in their corner. Defeating Brian Myers, Eddie Edwards, and X-Division Moose. The reason why Moose was in this match because JDC had travel issues, I think they said. He couldn't make the show. I can't remember what the reason was, so Moose did double duty. 11 minutes and 9 seconds, 5 out of 10. And Wentz is actually getting the shot at the extra toe. As we're recording this tonight, but once it drops, probably it already happened. So 5 out of 10. International title match, Steve Macklin, Eric Young at 9 minutes and 24 seconds. Not a bad match. Steve Macklin busted open. Did you see how he got busted open, Sam?
I just missed it.
So he was going for his corner spear. Like he puts him in the trio and he spears him like in the corner. But so when Young looked up, I guess it looked like Macklin hit his head off the post. So he hit top of his head was like busted open.
Okay.
I was like, How? You can see him on, like, I think he's telling the ref, like, "Hey, like, fuck, I'm bleeding," kind of thing. I was like, "Uh-oh." Uh, 6 it was okay. I mean, these two got better matches. And honestly, Mako just won the title, so it makes sense for him to retain.
Yeah.
Uh, my other Ethan pick, this was match of the show for me. Mike Santana v Mustafa Ali, 19 minutes and 26 seconds in a Falls Count Anywhere match. These are just underrated. Like I said at the beginning of the year, I think Santana will win the TNA World title this year at the beginning
Yeah.
of the year.
He looked,
Mustafa Ali, again, too.
yeah, I could see Santana probably. I wouldn't be surprised if he took it off of Joe Hendry at this point.
I wouldn't be. I feel like the Warriors. I mean, I could see him winning off Henry, but I think Santana had to be heel for that. Honestly,
Yeah.
now Mike Santana as a heel, that money. And I could see myself Ali winning the world title as well because he is signed TNA full time. So, but yeah, and also longest match on the show, by the way, which was crazy. Knockouts title match. None of us got this one right. I'm actually glad I got this one wrong again. Last night was to be Tyson Blanchard, 13 minutes and 57 seconds. Really, actually enjoyable match. Whatever you say. I felt bad for Sandwich because they kept saying she's a racist,
Hmm.
which okay. Um, and they kept saying Punk and Cena. That's how you know you got a really shitty match.
Yeah. Yeah. This was all right.
I liked it, but I mean, I felt bad for Sandwich because yeah. For the TNA World Title match, me and Sam actually got this one right. The Nimitz brothers, Nick and Ryan, defeating the Hardys at 11 minutes 59 seconds for the Danger Zone. Wasn't bad. There was one, I think Ryan messed up his spot. So Jeff hit the Swanton on Nick, and he had him one, but I think Ryan was supposed to break it up, but he was late, so Matt had to like not boot the referee, but kind of like trip over the ref, like pretend. So, and people were like, "Wow, Matt!" And then even Matt tweeted, he's like, "I had to because Ryan missed the spot." So I was like, "Good job, Matt." I mean, I get it. Like, I get you're defending yourself, but you didn't really have to kind of. I mean, it was kind of Ryan's fault, but yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, everyone makes mistakes, but I'm not gonna beat the guy down too hard for that. But yeah, 12 minutes, 6 out of 10. In the main event for the TNA World Title, Joe Hendry retains over Frank Kazarian and Ethan Page at 13 minutes and 40 seconds. Fun match, 7 out of 10 for me.
What I found interesting about this, and I think they mentioned on NXT this week, was this the first main event in a pay per view for Ethan Page?
Yep.
That's a wild stat for somebody who was
TNA
dominant.
pay per view. Yeah, TNA pay per view. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Um,
know. I know. Is that but like NXT he did like he had like 5 in his first like 3 months there. Or 4 or something like that. But
yeah, that's you would have figured that that tag team would have main evented something that was like not Impact.
I'll be honest, if the TNA World Title match was a main event, I could have seen that Falls Count Anywhere match main event, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Uh but we'll talk about overall show. I enjoyed it. I mean, like I said, 2 Ethan picks. I would give this honestly a 7 out of 10 overall rating.
Yeah, it was it
There's
was it was good. It was worth a watch, but
uh we'll talk about Leon Slayer because we kept talking about it. So he was on top of the exhibition structure and like everybody else is on the floor. And he did a swanton for which by the way that's just fucking impressive at all when he does that. And like he's like legit probably 15, 16 feet at least.
yeah.
Oh, I swear to God, I thought he got a concussion the way he smacked his head on the floor. And like nobody, the only person I can't really fault is AJ France because he tried catching with his arm.
I'm surprised. Yeah. Um Also, the kid's like 20 years old. I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah, I think he just turned 20. Like
Yeah.
that's crazy.
And this happens. I watched it. The fall could have been worse. You know, he
Yep.
still had some kind of on the sides. I don't know. I definitely think they should have made a better call on that.
Yeah, like Francis said that he almost tore his butt because he tried to catch with his arm, which is true. I'll give Moose credit. He did try. Like he did. Like oh shit! Like you can literally see him on camera going like, "You okay?" Like Matt Cardona. Matt Cardona. Like he was like, "That don't work for me, brother." Pretty much moved out of the way. It's like, dude, if you don't feel comfortable with the spot, don't do it. Like, don't participate in it. City Akeem went on Twitter, said that, yeah, it was my fault for my part. Like, should did it better. Like, I was like, okay. I like Moose, like the wrestler, not the human being, but like the real life person. But he did not make it better for himself. Like, dude, just say you fucked up. That's all. Like, don't make it worse for yourself. Like,
Yeah, who said it? Somebody, I gotta take my glasses off. It's a weird, like, offset at the moment. Somebody said, and the way they said it is, who was it? Was it Bubba Ray? Or somebody else said, something like that is where, like, the talent who dropped them should get half their pay, and that should go to Leon.
Will Ospreay.
It was Will, okay.
And then Ricky Morton said that. I think he said it best, honestly. Like, Leon trusted you guys to do the spot, and you basically broke his trust.
Yeah.
But like, honestly, like back to Moose for a second, like he should just say, yeah, I screwed up, my fault. Like, I should have been a little closer, but he just made it worse for himself. Like, just shut up.
Yeah, I would not be surprised if they got reamed in the back after that.
The only one I'm not gonna fully fault is AJ because he did try to catch him. Like,
Well,
he
he's
said,
also kind of on commentary too.
see, the funny part is he was supposed to be, but his microphone was worse. He's like,
Yeah.
okay, I'm just gonna stand outside. But I mean, you had two former NFL players, literally right there. Like, come on. But I mean, I'm not gonna kick them down anymore. That's all I'm gonna say about it. But this
Yeah.
just if you didn't feel comfortable doing the spot, don't do it. That's my only thing I'm trying to say.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Sorry, I gotta center this a little more. I 100% agree. But we'll see. We'll see what happens with the fallout on all that. Speaking of fallout, there seems to be, and it's funny we're talking about this, and I didn't make a short about this. There are a lot of people, and I know everyone's like, guys, you were like 2 weeks behind. Yeah, I don't care. We're gonna talk about it because we had Mania stuff to cover. We'll talk about The Rock for a moment. Obviously on Pat McAfee's show. From my understanding, and correct me if I'm wrong, or unless I'm mistaking John Cena, because John Cena after the match also went on Pat McAfee and broke kayfabe. And it's like, oh yeah, this and that, da da da. But it sounded like, did you watch what happened with The Rock on McAfee's show?
I see. I didn't watch the full thing, but I did hear that. I guess like he went on for like 40 minutes. And I guess people in the chat were like on because I think he went live on his like he goes live because up here in Canada we have Sportsnet and TSN, and they air his shows that like Pat's show on there. But people were I see on my Twitter literally people were posting like the screen of the chat saying, "Can we move on? Can we actually talk about sports like hockey and stuff?" Because Rock was just going on and on and on and on for like 40 minutes. Like, all right.
Yeah, so I'm looking through this article on Bleacher Report. Rock claimed he wanted to see Cody Rhodes return heel, American Nightmare versus Cena. 6 weeks to plan that. Hold on, let me go back to the top of this one. What the frick is this? Explained his absence from the big event. Despite being a clear creative decision to make it about the road selling his soul and being front and center alongside Cena. So it seems like people are also pissed he just didn't show up at Mania.
Yep.
You know, I think Scott and I said it best during our post show. He said that we deserve nothing and we're going to get nothing.
Yep.
The only thing I'm going to stick with here, it worked. It worked. The only thing, and I think you and I had talked about this, is the whole Travis Scott thing.
Yep.
Where you're like, it's all right. Like, it didn't even feel like it was, it didn't feel like a heel move. It just felt, we got Travis Scott. Let's use him.
Yep. And I'm so tired of hearing that. If I don't want to hear that Fiend song anymore. I'm so sick of that song.
The other thing, because everyone is actually upset. Somebody messaged me earlier this week saying that The Rock did the... What the hell is it? I'm not going to say who it was. His involvement really hurt the Cena Rhodes feud. Talk about The Rock.
I mean, is he wrong? Is that person wrong?
I would disagree in regard... I don't think it hurt the feud itself. I think it kind of took away from the facade that's been going on, the kayfabe that they try to build to
Yep.
just pretend like. And I get it, kayfabe is technically dead, but also it kind of takes. Oh, this is what we're doing. Da, 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 da. Yeah, don't do that. You know.
But that whole soul thing was kind of dumb. I mean, I'm glad to see it turn heel. Personally, this might be a hot take, but you could have waited till WrestleMania.
You might have. It might have. I don't really know how that would have played out. I think it would have gotten shock value.
Yeah, because think about it, like Cena once the 17th. It's on the biggest show of the year, and then you gotta go for pretty much like 10 weeks of fucking.
You start the title reign of the champion who has the most titles with a nut shot.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
hate
think
it.
I don't think that would have worked. The way they did it beforehand seems to make more sense, and it's like, hey, I won the title like fair and you'd say fair and square, but yeah, Travis Scott. It was just, I don't know. The way it played out, I think worked. I don't know how it would have worked starting a here. It might have. I don't know. I feel like this is a question for Scott because Scott has way more
Mhm.
history knowledge
This
in.
this one time I wish Scott was. I always want Scott on, but like the one time, like right now, we got this.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think. Here's the thing. I'm satisfied with the way it ended. I thought Mania wasn't bad. I'm not gonna say it was the greatest Mania. Night 2 was definitely better than night 1. We've already had this conversation.
Yep.
People are complaining about Backlash already. Oh, it's lackluster. This. What do you mean you got Logan Paul going for the title against Jay? I don't care. It's Backlash. It's supposed to be like the fallout for Mania. Not every Backlash is going to be a Mania. You know?
Remember when they called for those 2 years? They called it WrestleMania Backlash.
Oh, yeah. And we kept making the joke. Well, what happens when you get back to, because we're like, oh, we're just going to start calling them WrestleMania. WrestleMania Hell in a Cell, WrestleMania SummerSlam. What happens when you get back to WrestleMania? Is it WrestleMania? And then does that mean after that, is it WrestleMania Backlash? And then does the cycle continue?
That. Oh yeah, I remember I think everybody made fun of that for like a month, but me and you and Scott basically just kept going.
We milked
Uh,
it.
we milked that to a dry, baby. But yeah, and apparently the reason Rock was even at the Chambers because Ari Emanuel called him and said, "Hey, her tickets are basically like in a professional way. Her tickets are garbage. Ticket sales are garbage. Come down here."
Which is wild, huh?
Yeah, I know. What the hell, Toronto?
Yeah.
Well, okay, I shouldn't say garbage because that's kind of a poor choice of words. Not selling well. Let's just go with that.
Yeah. Which is again, they've been. We're gonna have some words with the IWC right now because the IWC is just like, oh, they're always a problem. You guys,
They're always a problem. Say we
they're always a problem. Everyone talks about how how WWE is like doing all these incredible and it's great. I think wrestling's still at its peak. But then we're having these quote unquote ticket sale problems. Now, it doesn't look like it's having problems. I mean, yeah, you're not selling out every building. Even Mania, they weren't selling it out right away, so they were panicking. We're going to have last minute buyers. Guys, you need to breathe. Just because, and I almost did this. It's funny. I was so tempted to post a photo during the pre-show, take a screenshot when it was empty and go, look, WrestleMania tickets suck this year. They can't sell out anything. I was so tempted to do it, but I'm like, no, when it's WrestleMania weekend, it's
I kind of wish you did now, just to be fucking funny.
maybe I'll do it in SummerSlam. Let's just wait for pre-show, take a photo and share it. Guys, oh my gosh. What is considered? I'm kind of curious what WWE thought was not selling. Is it because they didn't sell out night 1?
Yep. But think about it, it's Allegiant Stadium. It's not a big stadium anyway.
Oh no, I'm talking about Chamber.
Oh, Chamber. Well, I mean, it's in a big state. It was at the Florino Sky Dome. So I don't know. I don't know. I don't get it. But
Yeah. Well, it's like AEW right now. I mean, they went to smaller venues and, oh no, they're not selling out 16,000. Ooh, that's a good conversation right there. You know, I yes, they're doing these 3,000 seat arenas, which actually I like it better. Yeah, they're not selling out every seat in, every 16, like every college stadium. Dude, the way they're doing it now is perfect. I think it's great. And now we have them selling out Mexico for AEW. And they're like, oh, that was all CMLL. Maybe it was CMLL, but I can tell you from my data and what I've seen WWE doing overseas and what AEW is doing overseas, it's the foreign markets.
well, it's the first time a USA like North American company is doing a arena in Mexico, right? So
When was the last time they had something like that?
never. By the way, you know what I'm shocked about AEW? They haven't done Cork and Hall.
Um,
Same with WWE.
how big is Hurricane Hall?
You could fit about oh god, 1,500, 2,000.
Yeah, that might be an AEW thing. I feel like maybe you can do a house show, but it looks more like a gymnasium.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, WWE could do for a house show. I mean, Mako Satomura just retired, and she felt. I'm gonna talk about that for a second. Um, Mako Satomura, by the way, who was actually was contracted WWE, but obviously she retired. Speaking of court, I'm gonna look up that number. Give me 1 sec, Sam. When was the 29th? Tuesday? Yeah, Tuesday.
Yeah.
Forgot what day it was from it. She had one. So her final show by her promotion, Night Girls, had 1,660 fans in that Cork and Hall.
Yeah, and WWE probably thinks that's not worth going to because they can
Yeah,
sell more.
that's true. I mean, you could if WWE could do a house show, but
You could do NXT there.
thank you. Yeah, that was gonna. You just me and you got the same thought. I could see NXT going there. I don't know if they want to do a tape delay, like tape it and then like air like that night, or just say fuck it, just air live. But it'd be early morning, so
Yeah. I don't know. It'd probably do tape delay. That wouldn't. I mean, that's a totally big difference.
yeah, that's a because I think Japan is God 12, 14 hours ahead.
Yeah, that would be airing in like the morning for us.
Yeah, it'd be morning for us. It'd be like nighttime for them. But unless they want to do like what AEW do in Australia, like do a tape delay.
Yeah,
But
that's usually what
I
they
don't
do.
know.
Um,
That's crazy, by the way, that AEW sold a brewery in Mexico already.
mm-hmm. No, so like, I don't know. Just take the wins, guys. Like, it's really cool that they're selling. Yeah, WWE might not be selling out every show day one, but they're fine. Everyone, we're having a blast. Hey, they got me watching Raw twice in a row. You know, so quickly we'll talk about it. Since we did not have a show, well, we did our pre-show, post-show. Obviously, Rusev is back on Raw. And the big one we were wanting to talk about, we did not get to due to it being after we recorded, was Aleister Black. And ironically, in both of I'm going to keep just referencing my shorts because why not? Those were the two that came up. Is Rusev going to come back? Is Aleister Black going to come back? And I mentioned Jeff Cobb. And two of the three of them came.
Jeff Cobb. Oh, actually, I'm so glad you brought up Jeff Cobb.
Mm-hmm.
I'll get back to Alistair in a second. So he posted a tweet that he retired,
I saw that.
but PW Insider said that he's basically going to skip NXT, go right to the main roster.
I mean,
are you ready for some meat slapping with him and Fatu?
dude, I can name a million people I want. Him and Braun Breaker, him and Bronson
Fatu.
Reed.
Him and Fatu.
Mm-hmm.
I just said it, but I want to see it again. Him and Otis.
Yep.
Probably with the smaller guys too. I mean, he could biff them around.
Yeah, it's just. But regardless, yeah, it was cool to see Aleister come back, especially with his old entrance, and they had the song, and he did the bed it came up.
Thank God. Yeah, look, you didn't get that forever with everybody.
And you know what? I did not see I did not see the clip before it dropped, but man, when Miz came out, I'm like, damn, this is where Alistair's good. This is where he's coming back because he's for the past, I don't know how long now, him and Dolph, oh no, Nick, were like the guys that they would go, hey, we're going to bring you in. So we got to meet with them first.
The gatekeepers, yeah. It's funny. Sorry to make a comparison. It's funny when he debuted in AEW, like Alistair going to Malachi. Cody
Mhm.
was in a white suit, and then Miz was in a white suit. It's like that's kind of funny. But I'm so glad they didn't give him a Death Rebel theme. Like, and that's the same night his wife won the women's U.S. title.
Yeah, that must have been a moment
Oh yeah.
for them.
But I think I'm glad he's back in WWE though. I mean, we all knew. I mean, thank God they're not doing that closet thing. Fight me.
Yeah. I also like how we're doing the Redeemer.
God, that video package was awesome. And now he's having a
Mhm.
meet mat. Speaking of meat madness, he's having a match with Otis on Monday or tonight once this drops.
Yeah, once this drops. Yeah, it's gonna. Oh man, I can't wait. I hope they really push him.
You know who I want him to? You know who I want him in the ring with?
Oh,
Sheamus.
ooh, have they ever been in the ring together?
I'm gonna look that up actually. Rusev versus Sheamus. Let's go to our best friends at Cage Match. I know they teamed as League of Nations, but I'm just gonna look up their matches. Holy shit, they did have matches. So singles match, they only had one. It was November 3rd, 2014. On in Buffalo. Oh yeah, that was that weird one match special thing. I forget what they were doing that for, but yeah, I forgot. Sheamus and Bruce have met for that title, and Bruce have won. So that was their only time they met one on one, but they have teamed together as League of Nations. So yeah, let's put them back as a team. They could be known as the Bar 2.0.
Yeah,
or
yeah.
the Redeemer Bangers. I don't
No.
know.
Well, the bar. Yeah, 2.0. You said. Um. Yeah. Yeah. No, it'll be. I'm looking forward to it. Plus, when Jeff Cobb shows up, at what point though? Who do you start cutting from the roster? I know we have this conversation because you do have a solid roster. You keep signing people, but who do you? And I don't want to like get anyone's hopes down, but who would you cut at this point?
Yeah, did you see the rumor that they might be starting doing cuts and coming soon?
Kinda.
That was today. I don't want anybody losing a job if I had to pick people. I think Paul Cruz. I know he's injured, but Paul Cruz is probably one. I'm trying to think who else. I don't know who else. Basically, anybody that's been barely used.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Um.
Almost. Put him back in Noah. He was actually great in Noah.
Yeah. I don't know. Because also you have the NXT talent making their way up too. So I don't know. Curious to see. And especially I like how we're not doing the draft. I like how we're doing this thing where they just kind of show up and then people have noticed, hey, they have this patch that says Raw debut or SmackDown debut. Roxanne Perez was one of the ones they mentioned.
Yeah, you know why they're doing that though, Sam? Is because they have partners with tops, like the cards.
I did see that, yeah.
Yeah, that's why they're doing the patches. But yeah, Roxy and Julia are on Raw. Actually, I don't know if Julia officially. I know Roxanne is. I'm just gonna say Julia is. Why not? But I also remember that rumor preview Evolution's supposed to be in July too, right? So
Finally a second one, huh?
yeah, I know, right? Um, and Scott actually brought this point up earlier in our group chat about Backlash. Do you think it's too soon that they did it 2 weeks after Mania?
You know, I'm maybe. When is the next pay-per-view after Backlash?
Like in general, or like WWE wise?
WWE wise.
NXT at Battleground the same night as Double or Nothing.
Skip that. We're not. Let's main card.
I'm gonna look on. That's a good question. I'm gonna look up a cage match here. Let me. So after Money in the Bank, June 7th, because that they're doing the same day as Worlds Collide Money in the Bank on the same day because Worlds Collide's the afternoon show, and then Money in the Bank's the night show.
All right. Let me look. Because now, man, I just hope we don't go back to 2017 WWE, where they had 2 pay-per-views a month. Yeah, we got Backlash the 10th, Saturday's main event the 24th, not counting. Money in the Bank the 7th, SummerSlam in August, early August.
Yeah, it's 2 nights.
And then you got Clash in Paris at the end of the month.
Yeah, so August is the 2-month pay-per-view.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, no, I mean they could have kept it in May. I would just push it back a week or two, like do it towards the end of the month or something.
Yeah, you could do technically because you're going into Money in the Bank. You could do like, hey, we're going to the Money in the Bank, so we're going to do some qualifying matches too at Backlash.
Yeah, see, there you go.
Set some storyline up there. Maybe somebody cheats somebody else out of being in the Money in the Bank match. That leads to another storyline that goes into Money in the Bank or SummerSlam. Yeah, when you're doing Mania, I mean, Backlash is too close unless you're like gonna set things up. Because what is the card looking like right now?
We have 3 matches officially made for Backlash.
Yes.
Cena Orton's main event because they said on commentary that they're which everybody knew because it's in St. Louis. Gunther and Pat was made on Raw, and Becky
Mm-hmm.
and Laura for the. By the way, I like Pat McAfee, but that match should not go more than. I think Gunther should squash him.
Well, remember when he wrestled Adam Cole?
I know.
You know, unless you're like, hey, squash him and give him a longer match at a bigger card.
Money in the Bank.
Um,
I don't think it will go that short. I mean, if you want Gunther to be a badass, like get his frustration show, he could. But I think honestly, I think they'll go like 15 minutes tops.
yeah, and again, SmackDown has happened as of time of record. You know, after we've recorded this, so who knows what else is announced. But it is a short week to go. Hey, we're gonna get all this out in less than a week.
Yep. I mean, I could see Logan and Jay being added to that show for the world title.
I thought that's what was decided. I'm surprised that's not on here.
It's unofficial. It's unofficial, official, pretty much. Like we're probably just waiting for them to be like, hey, it's officially made.
All right. Well, I don't know. I'm not necessarily mad about the current state of this.
I'm not either.
Again, we're going to Money in the Bank, and my eyes are on the whole Cena Rhodes feud because we're, as Cena said on that Raw, you have this many dates with me.
I like that. That was a good promo. I like how Orton arcade him. He's like, shit. You can hear him on the microphone.
Mm-hmm.
And then you watched SmackDown this past Friday, right? The one
Yes.
after Mania. I love how he was going after a 6-year-old kid, and then he's like, "Oh, great! The 6-year-old just flipped me off."
Your parenting did.
It's just the way he said it was funny. He's just like because he was going on about the parents. Because I think Orton was something like, "You should be a dad" and stuff. And he was like, "I've been a parent for." I was like, That's a good line."
That was a good line. You know.
That was after the kid flipped. He's like, because he was going after the dad, and then he's literally like 2 seconds later, he's like, that 6-year-old just gave me the finger, and Oran's going like this. He's trying not to laugh, right? Guess they showed an angle, and Oran's going like this, trying not to laugh. And then, I mean, they face off 21 times singles competition. That's actually crazy. Out of those 21 matches, I really like 2 of them.
Yeah.
That's not a good score.
So yeah.
But it's last time ever, so.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll be talking about Backlash, which is technically this weekend, if you know, as time of dropping it. But let's hop over to one last topic, something that we kind of leaning into New Japan. Not New Japan, but Stardom, Japanese scene. I might have to watch another Stardom show because I really enjoyed Grand
You should.
Queendom this year. They lost some talent.
Yep.
Thekla, did I say that right?
It's I'll give it to you because it's Tekla, but
Tekla?
if you said Tekla, it honestly it sounds the same, but It depends who you ask on it. It's like Ishii, it's Ishii or Ishii. Like,
Yeah,
it's that to debate, but it don't really fucking matter, honestly.
yeah. So she, if I'm not mistaken, got fired after this, not
Yeah.
released.
Well, storyline fired, but legit she was done because she's mentioned before that she wants to come to the States. So in storyline she had a match with Psychic Kurita on that show on All Star Queenum, and the stipulation was if she won, she get a match with the president, and if she lost, she has to join a group called Cosmic Angels. So she lost, didn't join the group. She beat the shit out of the staff members, and then Oka's like, "All right, you're fired." But Fightful reported that she's legit done with Stardom, so she's trying to get over to the States.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't see her going to WWE. I don't really see her in AEW because Peter Shirkawa was actually there.
So I do have a short lined up. It has dropped already. This past weekend, where Fightful Select is reporting, and Sean Ross Sapp shared it, that is highly AEW bound.
Okay. Yeah. If yeah, I can see that, but I don't know.
They're losing Mariah May.
True. Might be. Might be. Actually, let's
Oh,
be honest. They are. Let's just be honest here.
I thought it was definite.
Yeah, let's just go with that. I'm not 100. I don't know. I kept seeing different reports, but I think she's leaving personally. I think she's going to WWE.
They're losing Mariah May. Their women's division is pretty solid right now, so I wouldn't be surprised if she went over there.
Put her in NXT first, and then make her way up to the main roster.
Yeah. But there were other people, and you had mentioned them.
Yeah. So Mia Shirakawa was one, but that was a couple weeks ago.
Yep.
Mayu Itani, who is the Hiroshi Tanahashi of Stardom,
Yep.
she had an IWGP Women's title. She was a champion, IWGP Women's champion. Lost to Suri. Excellent match, by the way. One of 6 Ethan picks on that show. I did tell Sam that one. She lost to Suri, and then there was a press conference as we're recording this on Wednesday, yesterday or Monday, one of the 2 days, and said that I'm leaving. Like, she's done everything. Like, she's won the Arsenal titles multiple times, 5-star Grand Prix. Like, she's done everything she could. And she's been there since the promotion started, right? That's, oh god, 14, 15 years?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, that's a long time to be there, right? And then now she joined Marigold, which everybody knew. Because people were like, oh, AEW, WWE here bound, because Dave Meltzer did report that while back. But let's be honest, Meltzer's been wrong lately. But she did say in a press conference, actually today, Marigold dropped, as we're recording this again, dropped a press conference, and Mayu Itani said that she's signed with Marigold with Rossi Ogawa. So, and then her first match is actually on Sunday, which once it drops, already aired at Corkin Hall. So she's part of Marigold, and she even said before she don't want to go to the States.
Yeah. Plus, I feel like the Japanese market, there's so many more successful. Where here you got WWE, AEW, then you dip down. I'll put Ring of Honor separate, TNA separate, GCW.
MLW.
Yeah, you got some PWG. We've talked about Canada Cons, all right. You got the stuff in Mexico, but I feel like I know more Japanese promotions where talent can float around than in the States, especially for like Joshi wrestling. Like, like you mentioned a handful of them, and it's kind of like the argument with like Naito right now. And I don't know if we have any news on Naito.
No. Actually, sorry. Yes. So, actually, let me go. So, before I get to now for a second.
Yeah.
So, Japanese promotions, you got New Japan, All Japan,
Yep.
Noah,
Yep. DDT Pro,
DDT Pro, Dragon Gate, Asaka Pro, Michinoku Pro, Tenure Project, Sendai Girls, Tokyo Joshi, Grande Pro, Marigold, like I mentioned. There's so much. Like, that's what, say, like 9 or 10 I just listed. 8 to 10 promotions I just listed off Japanese right there.
Yeah, and they're not like half-ass promotions. They're semi-popular. It seems like wrestling over in Japan just has a larger market.
Well, because you got Wrestle Universe,
Mhm.
like the stream service, because they've got streaming services. So you got Wrestle Universe.
Yeah.
That they got 5, 6 promotions on there. You got New Japan World, All Japan TV, All Japan Pro Wrestling TV, I should say. Dragon Gate Network. Diana's got a Pro Wrestling Diana, I should say, got their own stream. So Ice Ribbon's got their own. You guys have on YouTube. Gleed's got their own. Like Big Japan's got their own. Freedom's is trying to get their own. They're on some weird Japanese channel, but yeah, my Tiny's on Miracle, which everybody knew that's gonna happen. So take that, IWC. But Naito said that because remember the rumor, Sam? They said that it was because of money.
Yeah.
That's right, Naito. So Naito said it wasn't because of money, but I think he's just trying not to burn bridge.
Yeah, but also he's done everything in New Japan, like
multiple time G1 winner, New Japan Cup winner, world champion,
IC champion,
multiple time tag champion. Like, what's really? I mean, give him the never pulling on call, give him the never 0.6 man tag titles. Like,
do you think he stays in Japan?
Yep.
So do you think he goes to Noah or do you think he goes to All Japan?
Both.
All right.
Fucking free. But if I had, see, the reason I say both, if you put him in freelance, he can go to both promotions. But if I had to pick a promotion, I think Noah's the best bet.
Yeah, Noah seems to be the more popular. I see more Noah than All Japan. I feel like All Japan is like difficult to like. I mean, it's popular, it's big, but it's like I can find New Japan stuff, I can find Noah stuff, but when it comes to All Japan, it's just like some kind of like mystical, magical world.
You like because I cover All Japan, like I do because right now they got their champion Carnival. That's their G1.
Yeah.
And you basically asked me like, can I see some of your results? Like, and then you get because all they do is All Japan TV, right? So because like with Noah, like some like Kiyomiya comes up here in the North America.
Mm-hmm.
Mirafuji comes up here.
Mm-hmm.
And plus, I got the partnership with WWE, so because I mean, think about last summer, Josh Briggs was up there, Tavian Heights, or down there, I should say. Tavian Heights was down there for the N1 victory. Like, Ian Miller is up here for NXT. Like,
yeah,
that's why everybody's getting more stuff about. And plus, you have Wrestle Universe. That's more of a popular streaming service.
Yeah,
because so people are like, well, what's because you got? I know we're all over the place, but I could talk Japan wrestling all day. I mean, Sam, you know me.
Yeah,
we can talk about this all day. Like they have Pro Wrestling Noah, DDT, like Sam mentioned earlier. Tokyo Joshi, Gunplay Pro, Sierra One was up there for a bit, but they haven't uploaded stuff in a while. Yep. Night Girls is up there because Night Girls was an art promotion same that like you pretty much have to like dig down deep, like literally dig a hole to find. But they partnered with Wrestle Universe about a year or two ago now, so that was the best thing Moore has done.
Yeah,
for that promotion because they have these other weird pay-per-view what is like called Psycho or something, and you got to pay like $40, like 33 yen. 3 yen. That's like $30 North American, something like that.
Yeah,
but yeah,
yeah. I feel like a lot of that talent will still thrive over there. I wish it was a little more accessible. And we've talked about this. We can talk about this off the offline. But a lot of movement over in Japan. Some of it's coming here, some of it's staying there. We might have to. We'll talk offline. I think I have some ideas. But that's what we have, guys. It's a new beginning. Post-Mania. Guys, leave a comment, like, subscribe, follow us on everything. Ethan, where can people find you?
So you can find me on Twitter, it's wrestling_fan_9. ATR site for the Japan stuff, which I've got better at doing. Thank God. Obviously on here, ATR's War, it's Rising Sun. You can follow me on my websites, pwmania.com, Turnbuckle Times, buysome.net, and you can follow my podcast, Walk V, every Friday and Sundays. For Fridays, I have the shows Monday for Thursday, and then Sunday as well as just the weekend shows. So, yeah.
All right. And you can find me as the SLB official. Find me on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Also TikTok, guys. We're doing shorts, like I said. We have a Discord. Discord's down the link below. We're on all streaming platforms. If you can't find us, let us know. We'll put ourselves on there. Make sure you, like I said, let people know why Bedlam Media and Above the Ring is the podcast if you're choosing, and why they should listen to us as well. Yeah, that was tough to say. Guys, thank you so much for listening. We're out of time. And as always, do not forget to join the Bedlam.
Thanks, guys.